Call please.
For today, I have trustees Chris Samples,
Here.
John Talbot,
Here.
Jen Christensen,
Here.
Bill Motisi,
Here.
Nathan Maz,
Here.
Patrick Yarlow,
Here.
President Rick Worm,
Here.
Treasurer Brenda Onabini.
Here.
I Clerk Sandy Maz, I'm here, Public Works Supervisor Brett Brittany.
Here.
All right, will you please rise and say the pledge of allegiance. Flags in the corner.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. On the consent agenda. This evening, we have a whopping 2 items, which are probably faster to do individually, but item 1, April 11th, 2023 regular board meeting minutes, and item 2, bills payable dated May 9th, 2023, and for a total of $51,532.89. At this time, do any board members wish to remove any of those 2 items for further discussion? Now, we'll entertain the first motion.
I move to place agenda items 1 and 2 inclusively as consent agenda items. Further, I move that all items be considered together as a consent agenda.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to place items 1 and 2 inclusively as a consent agenda. Nathan seconds. Roll call, please.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Motion passes 702. Entertain the second motion.
I move to adopt items 1 and 2 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the omnibus vote procedure specified in the Illinois Municipal Code.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to adopt items 1 and 2 as a consent agenda. Nathan seconds. Roll call, please.
Bill,
Yes.
John, Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
That also passes 702. We do not need item C on the agenda due to it not having anything removed. Move on to the report of the officers. We have fuel report, water report on your board packets. Are there any questions on either of them? Not hearing any. We'll do the utility drawing. Brenda, pick a winner.
Do you mind just explaining what that is for Patrick and for the rest of the public?
So if you ever have any questions as part of your committee, you can have a question placed on the back of the water bill. Response from the residents, and when the water bills come in, they'll tally the vote for you. So we can kind of get information out there. As part of the participation, we offer anybody that returns their water bill $25 off their next month's water bill. You are no
If they
longer,
win.
if they,
Yeah.
you are no longer eligible being a member of the board. Your family members are, unless they live in your house. We have 733 Golden Prairie. So if, like I said, if you ever come up with any questions you want answers to, if we don't know the answers to it, we can put a question on the back of there and get you public opinion. At least from those that don't do a lot.
Year. So if you have any questions, just let me know. So we start our fiscal year on May 1st. Auditors were here today doing their preliminary thing. So, they
Do
did,
you want to explain to,
yeah,
you want to explain to Patrick what the audit is?
like come and audit our books and then, then we have to, at the end, well, when they're finished, then we submit it to the Illinois Comptroller.
Okay.
Because we have to do by statute.
They usually spend one day here today gathering information from Brenda and I, doing fraud interviews to make sure that we don't see anything open for fraud. And then they'll be back for about a week sometime in June.
Mhm.
And then that's when they'll literally go into our files and look at each one of them. And then before the end of October, they'll come and present a report to you, letting you know what their findings are for the village's finances and how we're doing.
What they forgot to tell you is they send you a packet.
I was
for
gonna
you
say.
to
I was just
answer
gonna say
questions,
that.
and you'll have no idea what they're talking about.
And then if
Good
you,
luck.
and since you're new, if you do have something, you could just put on that paper that you just started if you know.
Or you don't know, or
Yeah,
you
you
just
don't
be
know.
very honest with them.
Yeah,
Please send it
specifically for
back.
you to ask,
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the last thing is they will make recommendations at the end of it for things we can do better.
Okay.
Most of them we can't do because of the size of our staff and our size of our community, but we try to implement the
Well, we
recommendation
should
is
actually
possible.
have a few falling off
We
this year
should.
because of our new program.
New software.
We shouldn't.
Yes.
Yay.
I think that's it.
Oh, you said that as a question. I was like, yeah.
Well, I think that's,
All
I
right.
think that's it.
All right. And we go on to community development events and Jen.
Coming up, we have the blood drive on May 30th, and that is going to be in the fire station parking lot. They are bringing the bus again, and registration will be inside the fire station, but the donation will take place in the bus. And then we have our 6-10 days, which are going to be June 8th, 9th, and 10th with the garage sales and special deals going on in local businesses on the 10th, and that'll be through Byron, Stillman Valley, and us. And then we will be having a movie in the park on the 10th, which will be a Saturday night, which is the 2019, it's not live version, but of Aladdin. And then we have our fireworks on July 3rd with a movie after, which will be Yogi Bear.
Electronics recycling, did you mention?
And electronics recycling will be on the 10th also. That would be that Saturday.
All
After
June
garage
10th?
sales.
Except for the second.
Is it in the same location? as usual?
Yes,
Which for everybody who doesn't know, it's at our,
at the,
is there an address there?
410 West Chicago,
There you go, 410 West Chicago.
also known as the Public Works Building.
That's what
I
I
was
call
gonna
it.
say the city building, but
I call it Fergie's building, but that works for me too.
410 West Chicago.
that's all.
All right. Chris, finance?
We don't have any emergency.
We do not.
Okay, I didn't think so. But I did ask Sandy to put on the deck for discussion. And it's because when we were here meeting with Willie Hoffman on other issues, we went out there to look at it. Rick, myself, and the 3 people from Willie Hoffman, and he said he would give us a cost to assess it, the structural viability of the deck that goes up to the second apartment. For that, they want $4,800. Yeah, yeah.
That's just the assessment.
You know, he basically ran down it for us while we were standing there, not the true, what we would have to do to fix it or bring it up to, safety. There's no code or whatever, but to bring it to make it a safe structure. He basically ran it down. He said the spans are too long without being braced, too high. He said, so the poles that go up to the top aren't braced, and that he thinks the runs for the stairs on each side
For too long.
are too long and not safe. I think it looks like it's gonna fall down. Even though I'm not sure, because it's hard to tell how far they're in the ground and whether or not they were concreted in or what, but.
Oh, they were concrete. Remember the concrete's are broken.
Well, no, that was,
We added that.
Yeah.
We were not
No.
concreted and we added that to
Yeah.
try to.
which are broken and worthless,
That's
you
all
know,
works.
no,
Which we
no,
knew it would be.
right. Eventually, that's what happens, but I don't know if the actual, are those 4x4s or 6x6s?
6 bys over there, 4 bys in the corners.
So I don't know if they're cemented or they just put them in the ground or how far they put them in the ground, but it all doesn't look safe to me. And what was our estimated cost for repair? Was it 30?
Oh, God.
It was 30.
It wasn't.
Right.
Okay.
So
How much in rent a month?
Well, seeing as we've been renting that from the 80s and have put no money back into that building, it would be 80, so 40 years with $1,000 a month for the whole building, give or take.
Well, how long is it? We haven't rented that whole building out forever.
Is there an upstairs tenant?
Yes.
Yes.
well, in my estimation, we
Give them
probably-
30 days and forget about it.
Well, I don't think 30 days, 60 days. Anywhere from 2 to 3 months to give him
Yeah.
give him a chance to find himself a new place to live. I mean, let's be reasonable. It's
Right.
it's not.
Not even opposed to 90, but I think we should vacate the property.
Right. I believe that we should vacate the property because, at first I think it's unsafe, and I don't think we're just gonna have to put more money into it in the
No.
future, especially if we haven't put any in there for the last how many years?
If we did minimal stuff just to put some type of staircase exit way for that place, so we don't rebuild it as is, you do just a simple little pad up top and then a staircase. If we provided that, I mean, wouldn't that save some money and not be, I don't know, whatever, 35,000 or whatever you just said,
30,000.
30,000? I mean, do you think we could do that maybe for 12 or
$40
Well,
15 maybe?
It's hard to do, and the reason why they have it the way they have it is because they have air conditioners and stuff underneath it.
Correct.
Right?
I'm just saying, just do a little thing and then just come off the
Use it
back
as
and
a fire
shooting
escape.
straight down there. So we have
They
an
won't
emergency
go
route.
fuel break.
Or, do the little break thing, then you miss all that stuff that's down there. The tenant can ride out
I just think.
his
it's-
lease with us.
And this is just my opinion. I
Yes,
just think in the
yeah.
future, because this building is so old and we haven't done much to it, that we're just going to be throwing money into it. And we don't make enough money off of it.
That apartment, I did do the math real quick, that apartment alone, just the upper unit has brought in this village about $200,000 over the course of its
Over
life.
40 years.
Over the, over,
was
that's
rented
actually
40
less than
years.
40, but yes.
Well, whatever it's been.
And that's just
Wasn't
one
always-
apartment.
Right, but you're talking $6,000 a year. That's all we make off of it. I can't even believe that would be, that we would have made 30,000.
I have to ask how that is our tenant's issue that we failed to do any maintenance.
I'm not saying this is, it's
No.
his issue. I'm saying that,
It is if he has to find a new home.
well, everybody has to move sooner or later, right?
Does he have a lease or is he?
Not everybody.
It's a month to monthly.
Hey, not
He
everybody.
doesn't have a lease.
He does have a lease, John.
I'm just saying,
30
nobody
days.
lives in the same place for their whole life.
He's lived there for 8 years.
No, but-
All right, hold on, one person at a time.
Especially if you're renting a place. Listen, I don't wanna really
Yeah, 50.
get rid of the guy either. I don't think I think that if we could leave him at a reasonable cost, then that's what I would do, but I don't see how you're gonna have a reasonable cost in the future. The whole building is getting pretty difficult.
I'm not asking to fill the spot after he's gone. I'm just asking to allow the tenant to finish his
But he doesn't, he
Lease.
has.
his time out with us. As he sees fit.
And
And in the meantime, we provide just an exit
But-
for the back area,
If he's a month-to-month lease, what are you gonna describe as his time left?
whatever
You mean
he
in life?
chooses it to be right now.
You
John,
mean-
I don't think that that's available for public discussion,
Yeah.
but what I do know is that this tenant moved in after the tornadoes in Fairdale and has been a fantastic tenant. He pays his rent on time, the first of every month, and we've only ever had one issue ever in the entire length that he's been here, and that was really our fault for failure to upkeep it, and we had a bat infestation, so that was on us. So I find it difficult to remove a great tenant and
no matter what it
ask them
costs the
to
village.
leave. No, but the village hasn't put a single penny into this building. so
Understandable.
how is
He's been
that
here
his
8 years.
responsibility That we failed
It's
to
not his
reinvest
responsibility.
any of
It's
the
not.
funds.
And it's not his fault that if we asked him to go.
I mean, we can have a discussion
But
with him
if
if
you're
you.
talking, if you're talking $30,000 to rebuild a deck, and we know the building has a lot of other issues.
But that's
Yeah.
what we have there. Has anybody looked into Nathan's option?
I've already, just minimalistic stuff to get a little platform to come down, however it needs to do, just so you can keep his little plants that are up there and
You
finish.
have to meet code, so I.
Right, exactly. Whatever it takes to get
That ain't gonna be-
just a little
The bare
staircase down.
minimum. So right now, there is a massive deck up there that is not required. You don't have to have that massive.
If
space.
you want to approach Willard Hoffman and ask, or I don't know, how would we do
Call a
it?
contract.
This has not been me. I've had no part of this.
I'm not saying that, I mean,
If you want to talk to Willard Hoffman, feel free, that's up to you. I don't personally, it's not worth,
So,
I'm sorry that the guy would have to find a new place to live,
Right.
but it's an apartment.
so you said he has a lease. The question still isn't answered is when does it end?
So he was in an actual lease with a written agreement that says that it turns over to a month-to-month lease, but the same terms of the agreement are in place, so it is still a lease, even though it is a month-to-month lease.
So he would only require a 30-day notice.
I would have to read the terms of the lease.
So John,
That is,
just for saving grace, please reach out to a contractor and find quote on just doing a minimalistic escape from that building.
John,
He is now
oh yeah,
buildings and ditches.
and
We don't. Okay, I didn't think we did
Well,
that for years, but okay.
It was mine, but it wasn't. Who did it go to?
and we really haven't given it to anybody. We've kind of
Yeah.
taken it in-house.
It's been nobody's.
No.
It is.
it-
Well,
It is free.
We can,
Stages building.
regardless,
Supervisors.
I mean,
maintain our own.
I'll be more than happy to do it too, if
Yeah.
it's.
Nate, you would probably be better off doing.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to
My
call
feeling
someone
is
in.
$4,800 to Willard Hoffman is too much, let
Well,
alone
it-
10,000.
Well, you know, the 5,000 for that, we can apply towards the deck right off the get-go,
Yeah.
so I don't
That's what I'm saying.
understand.
Well, the 4,800 was for structural, if you're just going to tear it down and put minimum code to meet minimum code.
Right.
it probably won't be $4,800.
Again, let's go that route.
And then I would like to look.
I'm already in discussions with
I-
them. I'll ask a brief conversation about that and then.
And then just really what does code require? Because would code even require any type of?
Well, and again, I would, for
What is
what
the
we're
requirement?
looking
The
for, I
tubes?
don't think you need.
They make those emergency stairs that come out. There's a lot of, I just.
Well, I don't think for what we're looking for, we need to get the engineers involved.
Well, it's like sliding that stuff. I'm probably not gonna allow that.
So I don't think you need to get the engineers involved.
Right.
in a new-
Get,
Okay.
get
maybe even-
contractor,
You have to know what's the minimum code.
right,
That's
But
what I'm
we
saying.
have a
But-
we
but-
don't need Willa Hoffman for that.
We have a
plenty
code.
of them.
We can, I was gonna say, can't we ask our own people
Yeah.
that do the codes, like
Yep.
what it is? Okay.
we can get
him
them
some,
specs and we can then send them forth to a contractor and say,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think
minimalistic from here to there.
specs. We literally just need to take a contractor out there and say, build this, and then run it past the building inspector for verification.
Or
The
just
contractor
ask them
doesn't
first,
know
what do you have to?
codes Are,
I
if
need
the
a- I need a-
contractor does not know the building code, they should not be.
I
in
need a bare
business.
minimum staircase from there to here.
Yeah, Nathan, if you want to touch base with Fergie later, he does have the contact for for the people that we got.
Who
the
we've
first
used in the
quote from.
past.
Yeah, and who we got the first quote from.
Unless it's over 25,000.
I think
If the replacement cost is over 25,000.
I don't think it'll
I
be
don't
over
think it will be.
25,000.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
that's a bid.
Well,
thing.
we received
You
to
can't
that
just
quote.
Go to a contract.
That was
one,
cool.
for what, to
Alright.
replace what's there, and two,
Yeah.
in the height of the wood cost.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
You gotta remember that was COVID and wood was beyond stupid, like ridiculous.
Thousands, not that.
Yes.
We have to do bidding, becomes a public works project, we have to bid it out. Multiple.
Perfect.
All that we can.
I'll see what I can do.
Well, we can waive it above that, but we technically don't.
Now, I don't see why it would cost over that, especially with the lumber costs now.
Lumber was bad then, really bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Really bad.
We should
Really
be in a
bad.
much better position, especially doing minimalistic things
Oh,
to
it's
survive.
bad.
Thing up there, so.
He was only holding this quote for like a matter of a week or two. I mean, because it was changing so rapidly. So the quotes were only good for days.
Perfect.
All right, so we passed. that.
Quick, question, Rick,
Chris,
Just one.
we're still on Chris.
Rick, a quick
Just one more
question.
thing. This, just when this tenant does decide to move out.
Oh, no, we're never doing another tenant up there, right?
Oh, no, we've already made that.
This is
decision.
just for,
I'm just
just
saying, I just
for
want to reiterate that.
No, no,
respect
I-
for him and every other tenant we ever had. I think we owe it to them just to finish this out.
Well, and if we do use it for storage, we will still have to have.
We'll still have an exit and everything else, yeah, so, and we are using it for stuff up there.
And well, first.
Well,
floor,
not
yeah.
his area, but yeah, like,
Yeah, first floor apartments
Yeah,
full of
so-
good stuff.
yep.
Work stuff.
Yeah.
Rick, Mayor,
Bill,
between the, fire department and we meet the fire codes for what's ever going on, you know, with that apartment building. Plus our insurance company who insures that. Have they been up there and tell us anything different that we have to do?
no, we had an engineer come out and look at what needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
So that's why we need to get it replaced or,
That the fire department or the insurance company came out?
no. We had our engineers come out.
Well, it might be,
This company does come assess our buildings
Right.
every 4 to 5 years, so
But we
they
don't,
know what our buildings are.
Thanks.
knowing it needs to be replaced, we don't need to get the insurance company, because all we're gonna probably is go, oh yeah, replace it.
No, because it wouldn't be covered under insurance.
No, it's not gonna,
I just want to make sure that it's safe, you know, that's all.
and that's what we're trying
And,
to.
you know, okay, thank you.
Whether we make it safe or we tear that side of the building down.
All right.
And I have no bathroom then.
We can arrange a porta potty until we get the new one built. Village Hall could be right there. Yeah. All right. Anything further, Chris?
I don't believe so.
Bill?
Nothing.
All right. Nathan, Parks?
I have on here discussion and possible approval of the request of change of plans from Porter Brothers. Did everybody have a chance to look at what was in the board packet?
Mhm.
Yes.
I think we need to chat.
Yes.
I
So
was gonna,
with that, Nate Hill has proposed a 2-week extension because of all the rain. I don't necessarily.
Porter did ask for 4.
They asked for a month.
Let's do the motion second.
Okay.
Do discussion.
Sorry. Make a motion for approval of the change of plans from the Porter Brothers for fishing pond project.
Second.
Nathan makes a motion to approve a request for approval of change of plans for Porter Brothers Fishing Pond Project. John seconds. Please go ahead.
Okay, so they asked for 4 weeks. I think 2 is acceptable with the amount of rain we've had. It was at a really high level when it started. They've gotten smashed with rain a couple times now. It is soaking out there. I took a walk around there earlier today. It's still pretty damp and mushy and everything. So they think that it'll be counterproductive to be digging in there. I don't disagree with them at this very moment. A whole month seems ridiculous considering that I don't see a month of a setback. 2 weeks seems still generous, but if everything is smooth going forward, I mean, if we get a ton of rain from now.
But I guess
For the
we're supposed
next
to get
two-
it again over the weekend
Yeah,
too,
so if,
so.
I mean, contingent on what? I mean, more rain in the forecast. I mean, 2 weeks seems fine.
I assume they're asking because there must be some kind of penalty if they don't get done by the certain time.
Absolutely.
I don't have an issue with 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Everybody okay with 2 weeks?
Fine with it.
Did you want to add anything to that? Because when we had just mentioned that you might want to touch base.
Well, you gotta refresh my memory on that one.
If it rains again, are we back in here or can we push for?
Should we just give them the 4 weeks? Just as,
The struggles that the village.
No, but then they
had
have
in
4 weeks.
dealing
You give
with
them.
Oh,
I was trying to, how to politely say that.
I know, Nate said that they were.
Well, they signed a contract. Well, I'm sure.
right.
I'm sure.
So effectively, what we, I think what we talked about before was if we give them the 2 week extension, we're not extending it further. Just because of difficulties on their end.
I don't know what the.
Yeah, but the weather's not their fault.
Because there might be a clause about weather. But 2 weeks, you know, that should be enough for them.
Well, and he was more than open and upfront with the meeting that we all had, at the pre-construction meeting about if it rains a lot, it will delay the project.
Well, their response time for serious issues has not been great.
That's
Right.
what I was getting.
See those
to.
things.
Thank
So
you.
their response time for serious issues has been poor, let's say at least. So with that, that's why the 2 weeks seems generous at this moment because. I mean, if you were keeping up and doing everything at your most diligent, then it'd be different, but they're slacking in some areas that they should really be upkeeping because.
They should
Potentially cost people money, so us or them or someone in the long run could be in trouble or slow down their job site. So
They should be.
there's no reason for that and they need to just be as diligent and pushing through as fast as, you know, keeping with schedule as possible. There's no reason that it should, I mean, they should have built time in for a little bit of unfortunateness. So.
Is everybody okay with 2 weeks?
Yes.
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 Any further discussion?
Nope.
And roll call please.
John,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Passed at 7:25. Anything further, Nathan?
Not at this moment.
Patrick, I don't know if you're gonna actually field this or if Chris is gonna finish it up.
Well, you skipped somebody, was
That's you?
Streets and dishes, that's John.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. John, then John will finish it.
And it has nothing to do with streets and ditches. So
Rick, if you could bring up BRISBANEC.
Hold on.
He can't bring up anything.
Or whoever has.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, did you need your name?
CA.org. As you know, Sandy and I were working on the website quotes. They're all in your packet, so we're coming to you tonight with our recommendation. And our recommendation was Civic Plus, the premium design, which is the lesser of the two quotes that they had. Looking back at my notes, this Brisbane CA.org is probably one of the favorite ones I had. I'm not sure what Sandy liked, as far as the different ones, but I like this type of website. Obviously our images would be different.
Be our water tower?
Well, whatever images.
Wait, you put John in charge, so we stick people.
So what, our images would be different. As you see in the center there, that's the search bar, and what that would do, that would search internally within the website. That's not one that's gonna go off to Google and find other things, so whether it be our codes or whether it be being able to search through a PDF of meeting minutes. So that's really popular right now. If you see at the top that is yellow, that would be for like messages of the color would designate different severity levels. And if you look, you can see how the images change every time you come back to the website. The icons at the bottom, I like those. They're transparent.
Up there.
They're transparent. They're pretty clean.
It's diminished.
And if one on the right, the icon presentation for Facebook, and then their home button would be all we would utilize. I don't know that we do anything with the other ones.
Do our YouTube channel, which hosts our videos.
Oh, perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I would encourage people to do is go to our mobile website right now, and then go to our mobile website. Does a lot of, you have to scroll to get the whole page on your phone.
That's their mobile.
Their mobile is pretty much identical, not identical in the way it looks, but identical in what the content is reachable. And that's usable from a phone. They estimate 90% of people do everything pretty much on their phones. So, and then the Villages is pretty,
The Villages does not shrink down at all.
And you-
It's as you see it.
and you scroll left, right to get everything. The advantage to this is people will spend 7 to 10 seconds on your website. So if the 90% of them are coming to your website on their phone and it looks like ours does now, you're gonna lose interest. So basically just by switching the website and going to something different, you're gonna drive some traffic to it. And then Sandy's water thing, I forget how he presented where that would go. That's the statutory requirement for our water report. There'd be a way that would be static on the page. That's something we have to do by statute, even though it don't look pretty. It's still something we're required to do by.
What do you mean by static on the page?
Stays, don't move, same place.
So it's gonna be like one of the icons you can click on, or
It
like,
cannot be an icon. It actually has to. Sandy could probably bring up what it has to look like.
This right here.
Now, it might be shrunk down, it might just, but it's somewhere on the page we're required, I guess, to have that, so.
For $37.95 a year.
The cost, as stated in your packet, is the 850 one-time fee, which may go up or down depending on the number of pages imported, which wouldn't be much. $37.95 is the cost of hosting annual support in the development. And then because we already do the codification, there would be an additional 10% off that price, but tonight's motion would just be for the $37.95. And then I'm not sure, and then the 10% would come off. But we heard of the other prices, they're all in the same ballpark. We wanted to get away from Catalyst because that's who we currently have. So that's what started the looking elsewhere. The other company we looked at was Revise, but their fees were a little bit higher. Their add-ons were a little bit more money. We're not recommending any add-ons at this time. If we decided we wanted an add-on, just come back and discuss those later.
as we find a need or a.
As you find a need,
Yeah.
as you find a need for one. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple Sandy would like, and there's probably one or two that I like. But I think for the purpose of getting this going, it would be easier just to come back.
And if we don't like it and we're not locked into something and a whole bunch of options, so.
And Sandy did follow up. Sandy did follow up with Civic Plus. If we decide to come back later and do add-ons, it's not an additional, it's just the cost of the add-on. And then finally, the development time with Revise was 4 to 6 months. The other one, I'm not sure, it was in the months, whereas this one here will go up in, what did he say, 3 to 6 weeks?
It's in the packet.
It was but it was the shortest time. So
Excellent.
that being said, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve Civic Plus for website design for $37.95 with a one-time fee of $850.
Second.
John makes a motion to approve the quote for the new website design from Civic Plus for the $3,795 annual fee plus the $850 one-time fee. Jen seconds. Now we'll do discussion. Any discussion?
I did sit down in on all of these with Jim, so I would be able to see everything.
Good.
And John asked the same questions of everybody, but to me, the ADA compliance was.
Oh, I missed, yeah, that that icon was there, wasn't
It was.
it? Okay.
Oh,
So there's no benefit for the ultimate design? I don't know. I'm just looking at the. Cause they're
Well,
not
the
really anything
ultimate-
listed in here.
Well,
really.
the ultimate design is going to be more of a custom design. That Brisbane you looked at is the first one.
Is the first one?
A custom design would be more involved with more in-depth pictures and more personalization.
Yeah.
Whereas for an extra $1,000, Sandy seemed to think that the recommendation
Would be. Like you pretty much get to design it however you want.
Okay. The first one would still be pictures of us though, you said?
Well, we'd be supplying our images. That's something.
So we supply our images and they just do a kind of a mosaic or whatever background or whatever that's considered
Yeah,
just
and we
the,
can change the title
landscape
to
one.
be where we want them to be.
for the holidays, the Easter egg hunts, things of that nature,
Yeah,
maybe for the
yeah.
backgrounds.
So we can change them to
Fireworks.
be minutes.
Fireworks.
We change them and we can change the title.
So whatever's going on in the community can be
Yeah.
reflected on the webpage.
Yes.
Perfect.
And like I say, the Sandy, they went over the back end and that was the most important part probably of any is where you put it up and how it easily it goes up. Maybe at the time we've had that website that was commonplace, but the way Sandy has to do some of that posting now, I think is one redundant, two time consuming, and it's just outdated.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Way,
The-
way out.
Yeah.
well, it's, it is,
Speed of
We're-
government.
Even access on your phone is gonna be,
well, when you look at the volume of people that come through on the
Yeah.
phone, it makes sense to have a phone app that
works.
looks halfway decent, so.
I'm good.
Roll call.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Motion passes 7:33. Anything further, John?
All right.
Sandy, did we want to talk about or do we want to wait till unfinished business on the Verizon?
Unfinished business.
Okay, I'll wait till unfinished business.
Oh, yeah, definitely unfinished business. I think that's what you were talking about. Yeah, unfinished.
All right, we'll move on to Pat and Utilities.
That one's not.
Patrick?
I don't have anything.
All right, economic development, anyone? I'm assuming we still don't have our agreement with the state of Illinois for our grant money?
Not seen it.
They're gonna push this towards me difficult. Move on to unfinished business. Anybody have anything under?
Under Verizon lease, I was just I think Chris and Jen, you guys are working on that.
Oh, we're not working on it. We're just waiting.
We just get email
Okay, well,
updates.
that being said, rather than keep throwing money at a dead horse, because I think they're just gonna keep doing what
Mhm.
they're doing and we keep not wasting, but you're both spending your time and we're spending village resources, maybe come back and get with the homeowner or homeowners as to what the issue are. I think in the long run, it'd be less expensive for us to get that close to where it needs to be or close to where it's acceptable for the homeowners. Because what we're doing, just waiting on them, we're not getting anywhere. This has been on here for
Exactly.
well over a year.
What do
Couple
you,
years.
what do you, what? are you
Sandy can
referring
probably
to?
speak to some of that.
So John had a conversation with me about the condition and some of the issues with a Verizon lease is the
Mhm.
condition of the fencing over there, the lack of landscaping that wasn't complied with in the lease. And then the building that we received was not what we were required. to
Presented with.
receive on- Yes. And so, John, had the discussion that he just felt like we keep throwing money at trying to get them to work with us. And so would it be better to do something like say, hey, guys, why don't you just give us 10,000 and we'll fix the fence ourselves and put up our landscaping and do the rest, as opposed to all the money that we're continuing to spend on legal fees, trying to fight them to get them to the condition that we need it to be in.
It's 10 enough.
Whatever, I just said an
Just a
arbitrary number.
Pick a number.
Are we still paying? I mean.
Every
are they-
time.
Are they really doing anything?
Every time Dan reaches out to them.
Alright.
Which
What-
But
I-
they're not, he
And-
I
doesn't.
haven't heard from them in 6 months. so
Right.
I'm Just
Well,
wondering.
Yeah.
I think the last update was like October.
Thought we should just do it ourselves.
But
Right, that's what I thought too.
Without permission from them, but we need to have that agreement with.
Are they
Verizon
really
that
even
we
gonna
go
know?
in and mess with the fence,
Well-
and then, and I think that they're gonna be more susceptible to communication if they find out that we'll do the burden of the work if they give us permission to do so and maybe toss some money at it to help us out.
I don't have any issue with it.
So maybe
Good
some,
luck with that.
well, no, that would be you two.
Right. Right,
But
I'm-
Good
some,
luck with that.
I don't have any issues
some
with
sort of
that.
communication, 10,000 was just just a number to throw out there. Like Sandy says, that opens the door to them. They might perk them, say, hey, you know what? We don't, go ahead. We can be done with it. But otherwise, we're just throwing.
To do it. Then
I think $10,000 was probably a little, I mean, you're not looking at land. If we're doing it in-house.
Are we gonna give them an estimate or like
I think you have to
About
ask
what-
for permission before you talk.
Yeah, we just need permission and then,
Yeah, because it's
Figure
their
out
lock
what
on
we
the
wanna
gate and
do
everything
from there.
else. It's not our fence. So.
right, I'm just saying,
Well,
we just
everything you
need
do would be
permission
outside
first.
that fence.
Huh?
Everything that would be done would be outside that fence.
Right, right, but I'm saying if you're tearing the panels off, you'd need their permission because
Right, that's what I'm
main
saying. We
access
just need
inside the door is
permission.
locked, so.
We just need to ask for permission
To do what exactly? Cause I thought.
to fix what, to make it the way we want.
Do outside the fence
The
ourselves.
fence is theirs.
Yeah,
The
we-
fence and the landscaping is
Yeah,
theirs.
you can't do it outside.
We cannot touch their fence.
Well, right, but.
No, I'm not saying.
Talking about outside of their
Outside of
They'll
that.
put another fence outside.
No,
of
I was
their
thinking
fence.
of landscaping. I thought.
Man, it could be
bushes
done.
Or whatever to block.
That doesn't,
No, go, feel free to ask them.
Yeah.
No problem. I don't think you're gonna get much of a response, but that's just my
Well,
opinion.
then we know where to go, then we'll go to the next step rather than just keep it on the agenda for another year.
Or two, or I don't know, when's it up? 'Cause
would you
that's-
like me to then talk to Dan Boland about that?
No, I'll email Dan and say, hey, this is what we discussed at the meeting. Any chance you can reach out and just see if they'll give us permission to fix what we,
Yeah.
fix
On
the
fence
landscaping?
and
Yeah.
exterior, we don't even need in.
If we can just,
Yes, because that, in the long run, we've thrown how much money at it now, we could have.
Well, those are your two choices.
if we have their permission to fix the landscaping the way,
I mean, they got more money than we do, so why keep trying to argue with Goliath, so.
You're not gonna win.
so do you want me to just have him ask for permission to fix the landscaping and leave it at that, or?
Maybe ask him to also
Yes.
put feelers out to,
Right.
if they would be open to also
Okay.
contributing anything.
Okay,
To work with the
It never
village to
hurts to
beautify.
work with us to
Money.
beautify the
It never
landscaping.
hurts to ask.
Okay,
or
We
update.
are good with the tower though now, right?
Well, until the duct tape falls out, we're fine.
That's all right. You can go back and reduct it, but there's plenty in the world. I'm just saying.
We'll get Gorilla.
fixes lots of stuff.
I don't think that we're going to get any further than where we are now.
I
The
don't
noise
think
is
it's anywhere.
gone down and is minimal now, but until duct
The
tape
other
falls
night.
off.
I wins at something.
Well.
Yeah.
At that point, what do
But
you?
anything over there is, everything is.
All right, we have direction. Anything else in unfinished business?
The signs aren't on here, but, I just wanted to talk about those for.
It is F.
Is it on? Yes, there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, we have we have two bids, or not bids, two quotes or whatever, with different sizes and rest that you're gonna put in the next packet, right?
Is that what you like?
Yes, that's what I would like, along with the pictures that, Sarah, is that it?
Erica?
Erica.
That's it, Erica.
One way.
You got the last letter right,
I can't
Got the-
remember
You
her
want
name.
all-
to save my-
unless she's AA.
Six?
No, I don't. The last two quotes they gave us were the
From
total
size down.
replacement,
Okay.
right, which were different sizes.
Okay,
And then the last quote that I got, which should actually still be good,
okay.
but the pictures. They gave us two quotes for two different size signs from Signs Now. And I just wanted people to be able to see a picture of it, but I'm not sure that that's what they actually came through with, because it's hard to compare one thing if you don't really have a picture, you're just going by dimensions. But you can look into the package or maybe go to their website if you guys want to see, so you can decide, go ahead.
Did you get the email from Erica with the photos
did.
they sent over with the dimensions?
Yes.
Okay.
It was not a picture. I was asking for the picture of a sign up for that size and a picture of the sign for the other size. And we got that standard picture, the one with the old one and the new one. But then could see hopefully it'll explain enough to you. If not, please go out to their website and take a look at it. And, you can go out to the other company's website and look if you want to. It's just a matter of deciding, which quote you want to go with and which size sign you want. And hopefully you can move forward with that.
Just something else too, when it comes to that sign, doesn't have to be discussed tonight or anything like that, but, we do move forward, we get a new sign. Something to think about, what are we doing with that planter bed
Yeah, it was
around it that is,
my recommendation that we get rid of the bushes and get more situations so we don't have to take care of it and it's not.
And the flag. And remove the flag.
I don't, that's up to you guys.
And remove the flag.
Sandy would like the flag.
I think
But she's anti.
Isn't,
so.
isn't that flag a memorial from a past firefighter?
to the best of my knowledge, I have no idea.
I think it is.
Let's find out.
Can you please give me something in writing that shows?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
It doesn't.
And then why is the village maintaining it and not the fire department?
Because I believe they put it in with the landscaping so it looked more together. That's why they did it.
Would it be?
You don't really have an issue with the
Been here.
flag, except for that you could actually put a flag on the sign. When it's showing.
Here's the dilemma we have, and we ran into this, last year, when some gentleman did not understand that the flag belonged to the village and kept raising our flag. And so we'd go lower, they'd go raise it, we'd go lower.
Well, I think it's because it's the same thing. Anywhere you see, it's like, why is it a half?
Then
man.
ask us, don't.
Well, no, but I'm saying there's no information out there that tells you. You see it everywhere. You see it at the government
They have-
offices. And
You
nobody,
can Google it. then.
I understand that, but they don't always give you the correct information.
Put that on a sign. and say-
I could, well, except for you don't want to know as
So-
often as that flag is.
If we're gonna get rid of the flower bed and go back to,
I'm just saying, just something to think
It's not
about.
really
It.
flower.
should we put
It's a
put
weed bed,
base
but-
under it to where it'll ease mowing, we're not weed whacking around legs or.
That's why I'm saying, depending on the sign we go with and everything
Make it
else,
speed as-
this
Oh,
is
you don't
kind of putting the cart in front of the horse here, but just something to think about if we,
Oh, yeah. You could
I don't know, but
put rock-
we can remove.
you could put a rock base underneath it if you want.
Yeah, I mean, we can obviously figure something
We'll
out,
work on
but
it.
Free.
yeah,
No grass clipping.
yeah. It was just basically, do we want to keep that planter bed or do we want to make that go away was
Go away.
kind of the big broad question there. So.
Did you want to mention advanced disposals? Rick, advanced disposals.
You know, it's public knowledge out there on
I know,
WIFR.
Just thought maybe you'd like. you
I don't have my phone, so I don't have the
Oh.
ability to bring it up.
Because I just thought,
WIFR.
Rick sent me a link today. Yeah, hold on. Sent me a link today from WIFR, I think it was WIFR. And Advanced Disposal and the state of Illinois came to,
Here it is.
is it agreement? I don't know, how do they? how do
It says
they-
a settlement is reached between the state of Illinois and Advanced Disposal Services over air pollution complaints filed against the operators of an Ogle County landfill. Advanced Disposals Services ADS has agreed to pay $100,000 civil penalty along with other mitigations for after an air pollution and odor control complaint filed in May of 2020 by Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul. Landfills operating in our state must be properly maintained to limit off-site odors and ensure they are not impacting nearby communities, Raoul said. I appreciate Advanced Disposal Services cooperation to make significant improvements and control landfill gas and minimize impact to the surrounding community.
So that was ours in Ogle County?
That is, that was ours, but it goes to the county and
Well, no,
it was still with the previous owners.
I was gonna say,
now.
because I was gonna say, I think
We don't-
Winnebago County's was
We don't
worse.
know if Winnebago County has something against them.
Oh, we don't?
Unless-
Oh, they
unless
could very well have.
They could. and
Okay.
that's just-
Cause I just know as
Different
much,
story.
as many complaints as they've had. That's why I was assuming.
But I think the smell what that had been before probably has gotten better. As I drive by it, I don't notice it quite as.
It has, since Waste Management took over, they've put in a lot more collection and they've taken a lot more, they've got rid of a lot of the waste streams that cause the odors. So they have made a lot of efforts into making it better. So again, this is against the previous owners. Granted, now the new owners take all that liability on,
Yes.
but
absolutely.
so that's not actually coming from Advance because they're out of the picture now and or they may be paying the penalty themselves out of their proceeds from the sale. It's hard to say how they figured that out during the
Yeah, they've
sale.
thrown that into their contract.
as the sale process, but either way, so the smell that was coming. I like the picture they have, though, it's all appliances stacked up. It's,
I'm
but,
sure that was not today.
yeah,
I just thought that, the residents and it would like to hear that,
they were dinged
cleaning
$100,000.
up, they're clearing up the odor.
They have, and again, they've dropped a lot of volume out of the landfill. We know from our checks, obviously, but the majority, what they lost a huge percentage of their volume right when they took over because one of their contracts ended and that customer bought their own landfill. And then they dropped 18% the next month when they just cut 18% of the volume coming in that was odor causing waste. A lot of the drywall construction waste with the drywall in it. So they've had efforts to do it, but this lawsuit was pre that and it's settled.
No, here's a question I've been asked, and I keep forgetting to ask. Are we doing a bulk pickup after garage sales?
There's
No?
more bulk
Okay.
pickup.
I got bulk every.
No, our
Well-
agreement is.
Well, I know, but I wanted to make sure before I answered. Wanted,
You know, William
correctly.
was one that pointed out before was during the bulk pickup days, you literally see vehicles coming in loaded with debris to bring into the village to get rid of.
Yeah.
So I like the
So
fact
do
that we
that, so
went,
if it gets picked up and then.
I like the one item a week and
That's
it might take you a little longer to get rid of it, but you're not gonna be bringing truckloads and trailer loads of debris into the village to get rid of under our,
And you'll have to
Contract.
stack it up for a year.
right.
A year.
You can get rid of it every week if you need to.
Can I get a refresher on E?
Window replacement ordinance, we had to send it down state to be approved. They have, I believe, 30 days after we've sent it down in which to comment that 30 days should have expired maybe tomorrow. And then Dan will get it back to me with any comments or concerns from the state. Anytime you make a change to building codes, you have to get it approved at the state level first. But while we move slow, they move slower.
And then what was D? I mean, I was. Dan, D, or we still?
No, that's me.
Make a decision.
That would be me.
Oh.
I'm gathering information about it.
And then C was,
See, I'm working on, I actually just got Mark's comments back to CMJ, and CMJ's attorneys just got back to me yesterday, Monday, with their comments on Mark's comments.
and then LR, we're just, they're not happy with what we're writing or?
Falls in their court. I do like your motivation to get rid of old business, though.
change seats. All of a sudden he's got some motivation.
Don't expect it. Don't expect it every week.
All right. Anything further on old business? Public?
Yeah. There. Yeah, she came back.
Can you tell me if the permit has been renewed for the mosquito spraying?
Yes. Well, we have our own license.
They're not out yet.
Yeah, we have to read.
All this rain, maybe.
It will be,
Yeah.
the heat kicks in.
It's as wet as we've been. So the answer is yes.
Thank
Anything
you.
further, Glenda?
No, that was it.
Anything from board members? Appointed officers? Supervisors? New guy?
Motion to adjourn.
second.
John makes a motion to adjourn. Chris seconds. All in favor, say aye.
hi.
Any opposed, say nay. We are adjourned at 7:49 PM.